Okay, and we are recording. And welcome to our Dream Team Sneak Peek. We are so happy to have you here tonight. And if you're watching back live, we're so happy that you were able to join us live. My name is Megan Harold. I'm going to kick our call off, kind of introduce myself, tell a little bit about my story, what you're going to get out of tonight's call, and then we have some of the leaders on our team that are going to speak also. So again, my name is Megan. I've been coaching for 5 years now, which seems insane to me that I've been doing this for this long. And I started out, like probably many of you, where I was just in a challenge group. I was getting results. People were asking me what I was doing, and I decided to sign up as a coach to get the discount. Because at some point, my husband said, if you're going to continue to drink these shakes, you're going to have to find a cheaper way to drink them. So for me, that was signing up as a discount coach. I just wanted to get my shakes discounted. That's the only thing that I was doing this for. Well, as people started to ask me what I was doing, what was going on, I started to refer them to my coach. And she eventually said, why are you doing this? You need to be getting the income from these people that you are sending me. So that's when I started helping people myself. And for me, I had little goals that I was setting along the way. I remember the first thing I thought is if I could get someone to clean my house on the weekend, that would be the best thing in the world, because then I wouldn't spend my day off cleaning my house and not with my kids. I would be able to spend that more quality time with them. Well, I hit that goal. I got my Shakeology covered, where I was making enough to cover that. We started paying debt off. We started being able to enroll our kids in things that we could have done maybe, but it was going to be tight. And it was just easy to say yes because I had this extra little part-time income coming in. I was working maybe an hour a night. I would say when I started, I was working more like 30 minutes a night. And then it bumped up to about an hour a night. And then as I got momentum, as the years went on, I just started working my business more. I started seeing the bigger picture in this business. And I decided to no longer do it part-time, but to do it full-time. And I had this dream of being able to take my kids to school, to be able to be the first ones to pick them up, to hear how their day went. Because for me, it was my mom that did all that. And we were so blessed to have my mom doing that for us. But I wanted to be the ones doing it. I wanted to be the one to hear. I wanted to get into their classroom and meet their friends. I wanted to know what was going on in their lives. And for me, that 2 hours a night just wasn't cutting it anymore that I was getting to spend with them. And I saw this as my opportunity to be able to go for it. And that's what I did. I went for it and I never looked back. Here I am years later, and I far surpassed my teaching income a couple of years ago. And my husband and I just decided this was the time. We just needed to go in this, make this decision, do this, and leave teaching behind. Loved teaching. I don't ever want to come across as a person that didn't enjoy teaching. I did, but my priorities just changed, and they focused and they shifted to my kids. You're going to hear some other stories like that tonight. You're going to hear some more of our coaches speak. They're going to tell you exactly what we do as coaches, because I know some of you are thinking, well, that sounds great, but what does this entail? What do I have to do? They're going to talk about how we earn money. You're just going to learn a little bit more about it. And most of them do this as a part-time gig. And that's great that you're going to hear from these part-time coaches. That way you can kind of see how this could possibly fit into your life. So I am going to go ahead and hand it over, I think, to Lindsay. Yes, Lindsay.
Hi, everyone. My name is Lindsay Rohr, for anyone who I have not yet met, but I am so glad and honored to be here tonight speaking to this awesome group of people. Whether you are a coach on our team, and you've already joined our tribe, whether you are a challenger who is just kind of wondering what this is more about, or whether you just heard that maybe you could make some extra income by doing an online part-time job and you're here just to learn more, welcome. Because we invited you here because we think you'd make an awesome member of this tribe of women. And to start to tell a little bit about my story, and hope that I don't cry when I tell it. I have always been a person who loves to be a part of a group. in high school and even before high school, being on an athletics team was more about the support and accountability that I got out of being on those teams. So when I went into college, although I didn't play like for my actual school, I looked for intramural sports. I played on an intramural soccer team. I joined some student leadership. And so I look back on kind of my journey, and I was always searching for those groups of people who made me feel better, whether it be physically, whether it be just, kind of leading the way. Like in college, I felt a little bit lost because I didn't know hardly anyone there. And when I went in and I found these groups of people, I felt like I belonged. But after high school and college, I found myself 6 months pregnant, and I moved to 7 hours south of my hometown with my husband. And I knew hardly no one except our immediate family. And I was searching for something. Again, I didn't realize what it was, but my coach is Bree. She's on here, and she invited me to a challenge group, and I started just participating in there, and I didn't really know what I was doing. Again, I was 6 months pregnant. Like, who invites a pregnant woman to a challenge group, right? But thank you so much, Bree. And I got just a taste of what all of this was. But then after I had my baby boy, I kind of lost touch with all of it, of course, just taking care of me and taking care of him. And I found myself really struggling with postpartum depression, so much so that I got on medication for it, and I really was beating myself up left and right. Like, who am I to be a stay-at-home mom for the first time ever and quit my teaching job, and really trying to find a purpose. And so I found myself at my ultimate low. The ultimate low mostly emotionally, and feeling like I was lost and I didn't have a sense of purpose. I had a beautiful baby boy. I mean, I look back on it, and it was probably the time in my life where I had the most purpose. But I was just searching for something where I felt whole, and I'll leave it at that. And I was invited to an event where I saw what some other coaches were doing, and I saw the joy in their life, and that they were reading books that made them feel better. They were doing these workouts and talking to other women about it, that they had lost all the post-baby weight that I wanted to lose, that they had, I heard other women who had overcome postpartum depression, and I thought I was on my way out, and they were telling these stories that just inspired me so much that it brought tears to my eyes and brought this whole new sense of everything that athletics used to for me, and everything where I started finding passion in college, and all of that started to come together. And it was just one quick glimpse, kind of like what we're doing tonight, on these women who found like that spark and that light in their life, and they decided to make a change and go for it. And they had the love and accountability and support from this kind of group that I had never known in my adult life. Like, even when I was in college with great groups of people, I never had that kind of intimate conversation that led me through really hard times, or where I could go and like do something like this and shed some tears and still feel confident in who I am. So, I mean, that's a long-winded kind of look at my journey there, but I do want to share that tonight, because I don't know if there's someone else on this call who feels totally lost and feeling like they're trying to find a sense of purpose. But for me, this group is purpose. This group is me being my best version of myself. And sometimes when I'm with other family members or coworkers or things like that, I often hold back who I am. I often hold back the sense of joy and pride that I want to take in helping other people and talking to women and just getting them through a hard day. And I can do that here. And I can't do that with every other group of people in my life. And they're wonderful people in my life, but I can do that here. So maybe you're looking for that tonight. And that's like a big part of my coaching journey that I want to share. So culture of this team is what I want to just touch on with you tonight. And I can only give you the tip of the iceberg, but it's this, like, this is a group of women who are going to meet you where you're at. This is a group of women who are the least, believe me, the least judgmental that you will ever know. And you'll see some women in this group who have six packs and who are so disciplined to the point that it can be intimidating to me. And it used to be really intimidating to me. But now I know not only do I have the power to do that, but that they look at me and they see some of my strengths and they're like, you're inspiring me, Lindsay. And I'm like, what? I'm inspiring you. How could that be? Like, I still have a long ways to go in my journey. And I've been in different parts of my health and wellness journey, but also just, you think about leadership, you think about feeling whole as a person and getting a balance in your life. We're all going to go through roller coasters, right? And especially as women, we do. And this team will meet you, not only meet you where you're at, but because we're going through these different seasons and things like that, you think about a best group of girlfriends, and we're here for each other. We are here for each other. Megan and I were on the phone earlier today, like praying together, crying together, and doing all those kinds of things where you don't know what's going to happen in your life. But at the same time of being able to be emotional with people, we can also still stay focused on what's important to us. And for me, there is no other culture, there is no other community of women that I can do that with other than this group. And that's not to say that you can't find it elsewhere, but I'll tell you why I'm here. I'll tell you that this community of women is something that I do not want to give up, and that I want to keep inviting other women to, because I know how much I needed it. I know how much I still need it, and how much I will become a better person because of simply being surrounded by these people. So I need to stop there. I wish I could go on and on, but I just want to, kind of set the tone of like this. This is a group where it doesn't matter what part of your journey that you're on, you will be accepted, you will be loved, and you will be taken care of in a way that embraces really who you are. And everybody here believes in everyone else in the group so much that it will help you become the best version of yourself. All right. So with that being said, I think next is Lisa, right? Nope, Lindsay. Okay, we switched it around a little. All right, so next I'll introduce you to our second Lindsay, Miss Lindsay Smith. Take it away, girl.
Hi, everybody. So, Lindsay, thank you for the great introduction. I am Lindsay Smith, and I have been a health and fitness coach for a little over a year now. And actually, the lovely lady who invited me to the coaching opportunity just spoke to you. So, Lindsay reached out to me about a year and a half ago and invited me to join one of her monthly challenge groups. And at that point, I was newly married. I had only been married for less than 6 months. And I had a lot of like really exciting stuff happening in my life. I had just gotten married. My husband and I had just bought a house together. I had a good job that I enjoyed at the time, but I still just felt like something was kind of missing for me. And on top of that, I wasn't satisfied at all with where I was in my own health and fitness. I was a person who had kind of struggled with my weight on and off over the years, and I had tried pretty much everything under the sun. I had tried Weight Watchers. I had tried like these crazy smoothie diet things. I had tried a little bit of everything. And while some of that stuff did work for me in the short term, I had yet to find anything that really stuck for the long term and gave me those results that were sustainable over time. So I was really kind of in a point where I just felt like something was missing in my life. And I also just needed help in the health and fitness area. And so when Lindsay reached out to me, I thought, you know what, I've got nothing to lose here. Like, I don't know if this is going to work for me, but I've got nothing to lose, and I need to give this a try. So I joined my first challenge group, and within a couple of months, I not only had seen amazing results, but I realized what an amazing group it was to be a part of, and what an amazing community it was to be a part of. And so when Lindsay reached out to me and asked if I would be interested in the coaching opportunity. I had a little resistance at first to the whole idea, as I think a lot of coaches on this call would admit. But I eventually decided to take the leap because, once again, I had nothing to lose. And so I started coaching in February of 2017, and I haven't looked back since. It has been the most wonderful, wild, awesome ride. And it has been such a blessing to me. I know Lindsay kind of spoke about the community aspect with you guys. And that for me has just been so huge on my coaching journey. Not only is it hugely rewarding to help other people meet their health and fitness goals, but having this group of women in this community that rally around you and really help you to get through some tough stuff in life, for me was a literal lifesaver. I actually had some pretty unfortunate events happen in my life over the past year. I experienced a death in the family. And then just a couple months after that, I unexpectedly lost my job. And so 2017 kind of ended on a low note, but I can speak to the community aspect in all of that because these women rallied around me and truly helped me get through this really tough time that I was going through, and just really lifted me up and supported me, and it truly, it got me through a dark time. There's no doubt about that. And furthermore, the income that I had generated through my coaching business was one of the greatest blessings in all of that, because we had lost an income that we depended on, and my coaching income helped to support us through that financially challenging time. So to say that coaching was a blessing throughout all of that is a huge understatement. It's been an amazing, amazing opportunity that I'm so glad that I said yes to every single day. So anyway, that's just a little bit about my story. But I also want to kind of speak to some of the common misconceptions that are related to health and fitness coaching. Because I know when someone invites you to this opportunity, quite often you don't really know what it's all about, and it's easy to kind of have these misconceptions about it, to be honest with you. So there's a few really kind of common ones that I hear a lot when I invite people to this opportunity. So I want to speak to those. And the first one that I want to speak to is that I hear a lot of people say, there's no way I can be a coach because I'm not at my after picture yet, right? Like I'm not far enough along on my own health and fitness journey to be mentoring other people. And I hear that one constantly, and I experienced that as well when I first started out with coaching. I didn't feel like I was in a place where I could be a role model for other people. But I am here to tell you guys that is absolutely not true. And in fact, not only do I believe that there is no end destination on your health and fitness journey, because it is a journey. Furthermore, I think that the people who are starting out on their journey, or who might be kind of earlier on in their health and fitness journey, are some of the most successful coaches, because more than anything, they're relatable to other people, right? When you are sharing your story with other people, the people that you are telling, or the people who are watching you on social media when you are sharing, they're going to relate to you and your story and where you're at right now. It's going to speak to people. So you certainly do not have to be at your after picture to start coaching and to be successful with it. The second kind of common misconception that I hear a lot as well is that people will say, I'm not a health and fitness expert. I don't know that much about nutrition. I don't know that much about fitness. Like, can I really be a health and fitness coach? And once again, I'm here to tell you, yes, you can absolutely be a coach and be successful with it. And I think one of the main reasons, and one of the main things that I love so much about this business, is that a lot of the tools that you need to be successful as a coach are provided to you. So you're not necessarily having to be an expert in fitness and nutrition and all that goes along with it. You don't need a degree in it, but you already have the tools provided to you and to your challengers who you are mentoring. So it's all there for you. It is all laid out for you. The infrastructure is already there. So you don't have to reinvent the wheel. You don't have to be an expert. I can tell you I am very far from being a health and fitness expert, but I am still able to be a relatively successful coach. So just know that that is not an expectation when you become a coach. And then kind of the third and final one that I want to talk to you guys about tonight is the time commitment. So I hear a lot of people voice concern about, oh my gosh, like I don't have time for that. I can hardly manage my life right now. How am I going to be a health and fitness coach on the side? And once again, that is really the beauty of this business, is that you make it what you want it to be, right? So there are a lot of people who work full-time jobs and who are parents outside of that and who lead very busy lives, but they're still able to run a successful business from their home. And that is truly because you don't have to be putting in massive amounts of time to be successful. Speaking to my situation personally, I work a full-time job right now, and I have a relatively busy life outside of that. But I am able to put in, an hour per day, and sometimes it's not even a consecutive hour. Sometimes it's 20-minute pockets of time throughout my day when I am able to put time into my business and still be successful with it. So this is not a situation where you have to be pouring in, several hours a day into your business. Although we do have some full-time coaches here, and this is their full-time job, so they will naturally be putting in a little more time into their businesses daily. But just know that this is not something that has to be a massive time commitment to be successful with. You make this business work for your life and where you are at right now. 100%. So that is all that I have for you guys tonight. Thank you so much for letting me share with you. And I will be introducing our next speaker, who is Lisa. So take it away, Lisa.
Hey, you guys. Thank you for joining us on this call tonight. Appreciate all of you being here and listening in. And my name's Lisa Cook, and I have been an active coach for about 1.5 years now. I started doing Beachbody programs completely on my own years and years ago, just from the DVDs. I saw things about Shakeology and having a Beachbody coach, and I was like, why do I need that stuff? I'm totally fine. But like so many people, I would, do a program for a couple months and then do nothing for a couple months, and then come back to it when a vacation was coming up or an event was coming up. And so I was just up and down, and I really knew nothing about nutrition, although I kind of thought that I did. So I met Lindsay, the Lindsay that first spoke on the call tonight. I met her at a neighborhood book club and started following her on Facebook, and she was talking about these challenge groups, and I was like, well, that might be fun, something to get me motivated to get back into fitness again. And so I joined one of her challenge groups, and I was immediately blown away by the inspiration, the motivation, the community, just everything. And so I knew that I had to continue to keep this in my life. So I'm calling her up going, okay, what do I have to do? What do I do next? So I signed up to be a coach, mainly for the discount aspect at first, but I thought, I've got some friends that will like this too. And it just kind of snowballed as I got started into it. I started learning about personal development, which is one of the things that we really emphasize in our team, but also the company as a whole. It's one of our, what we call our vital behaviors that we are encouraged to do every day, is some personal development. And that was something that I had never, ever done anything with before in my life. And it completely changed my mindset, my attitude, my outlook. Just everything. The personal development just made such a huge difference for me that then it snowballed. The personal development helped me to be a better person in relationships, in my family, in my faith, in my other regular job. It just grew from there. And so I began to notice that I was making a lifestyle change. This wasn't just a quick fix, here's a workout program and here's some nutrition in this cool shake. Let's just do it every once in a while. It wasn't like that at all. I was beginning to learn a lot more about myself, about nutrition, about just, an entire lifestyle change. So that is what got me sticking with it and is what has kept me in it, for this long and will continue to keep me going as long as Beachbody's still around, I suppose. So that's a little bit just about my background and how I got started and why I've stuck with it, basically. I love the community. I love the people that I've surrounded myself with, a lot different than my past friends and circles of friends. All of that is wonderful, but I know Lindsay and Megan and even Lindsay Smith, they all talked about that. So I just want to give you guys a little bit different point of view on more of the personal aspect and the lifestyle changes that have occurred for me and my entire family, really. My husband, my kids, everyone. It's affected all of us, and even including extended family. So that's just been amazing for me. And being a coach has just allowed a little more, accountability, more motivation, and then this community of people, again, to surround myself with. And so we've thrown out a few different terms here. So I was just going to cover a little bit about the different types of coaches. And so we do have people who are strictly just discount coaches. They sign up as a coach so that they can get a discount on not just their Shakeology, but anything else that they purchase. And they choose not to ask other people to join on the journey, or maybe they just ask somebody here and there, but they don't work the business as we call it. So that's just a discount coach. And then we have a hobby coach who works the business basically part-time. And there can be a wide range of hobby coaches, from part-time as in, you have a personal goal to have one or two people join you a month on your journey, or you can have much bigger goals as a part-time hobby coach. So there's a lot of ranges there, and the great thing is you decide what you want to do with it. Like Lindsay Smith was talking about, it's your business, and you set your goals to what you want to achieve, and that's totally your call. So you have the freedom to decide how much you want to work your business and what your personal goals are in the business. And the great thing about that is there are no minimum requirements. You don't have to sell a certain amount of something every month or anything like that. You get to be a coach as long as you want to continue to be a coach. So that's a cool thing about that. And then there's also career coaches, as we mentioned, people who have, made this their full-time career, such as Megan, and how she talked to you about leaving her teaching career to pursue this full-time. And so some people, might be working towards that, or they might, just be continuing to be a hobby coach, and that's all they really want out of it. So there's lots of different options available, and it's really kind of work in progress. Like as you go along, you might think, oh, I'm never going to be a career coach. And then all of a sudden you find yourself, I think I might actually do that. So the other thing that I was going to talk about just real quickly is our challenge groups or accountability groups. We call them both things. Sometimes we call them boot camps. Lots of different ways to refer to those. And so a lot of you may have already been involved with a challenge group, but this is kind of where the magic happens, where we get to interact with our clients, with our fellow coaches and some of their clients, and you just really become a family in these groups. And, we have great tools that Beachbody provides for us as far as the accountability groups in the app. That's free to us as coaches and free to our clients as well. If you already know about that. If you don't, that's just a wonderful tool that we use to run our accountability groups. And the way that it is set up is just really wonderful for us coaches, where we can get in there and schedule our posts ahead of time, so we don't have to be like right there on the computer all the time ready to make our post when we know it needs to go up. We can schedule those things. They have guides for us to help us with our posts. So yeah, secret's out. We don't have to come up with all of that stuff. Although we do a lot of stuff on our own, but it's just a really great tool and really helpful, and really helps make our challenge groups really great. We can go in and check on our challengers right there through the app, how they're doing, how they're, if they're getting their workouts in and stuff. So, and we can message them right there too. So that's a little bit about the challenge groups. I know that's just kind of really quick and condensed, but most of you probably have an idea of what those are like. And if not, I'm sure you will be finding out soon. So I hope you guys are getting a lot of great information. And I don't actually know who's next. Megan, back to Megan. Okay, sorry.
We have some switch ups tonight. I am actually speaking because one of our tribe members is missing tonight, Sarah. She had a family emergency. And that just kind of speaks on what Lindsay talked about earlier, about our tribe and the relationship that we have. There is never a moment where one of us cannot say, I'm in this bind, I need help, and all of us jump immediately to help the other one. And for me personally, and I've had some really good jobs, but for me personally, I've never worked with a group of women like this ever in my life, when I'm having a struggle, everyone jumps to help immediately. So just to kind of speak on what Lindsay was talking about earlier. But I want to talk for a minute about how coaches make money. And whenever we divvy up who's going to talk about what, we all kind of back away from this conversation. No one wants to talk about it. And Sarah's always the first one to raise her hand. And she loves talking about this because she's really good at talking about this. So I'm going to take a little bit different of a direction, because whenever she talks about it, she breaks it down and tells you exactly how you make the money. Instead of doing that tonight, I'm just going to tell you how easy it is for the coaches on this call to make money. And if you have more specific questions about how and where our commission comes from, reach out to the coach that invited you here, and they can really dive into that if that's something that you really need more information about. How we make money, though, is just sharing what we do. That is all we do. We share the lifestyle that we are living. We are examples to others, and we share it. And in my personal opinion, that is what makes coaching so flippin' easy, is that we don't feel like we are having to sell. We are just sharing what we're doing. If you are following any of the ladies that have been speaking and you look at their Facebook profile, maybe compared to someone that's selling, I don't know, leggings or whatever else it may be, you're not going to see us constantly talking about Shakeology. You're not going to see us constantly talking about the program that we're doing or whatever it may be. You're going to see us sharing our lifestyle. You're going to see us talking about the personal development that we're reading. You're going to hear us talking about the workout that we just crushed this morning. You're going to hear us, and you may occasionally hear us talk about the shake that we're drinking and how we love it. But it's not a constant, buy this, we have this for you. And that is what makes this so easy, is we just share the life that we are living. And to make a good coach, you have to live that life. I will tell you that. You have to be committed. You have to be committed to your workouts, and you have to be committed to drinking your shake, and you have to be committed to helping others. But we just simply share what we are doing. Whenever I work out in the morning, I share what I'm doing. When I'm reading a new book, I share what I'm doing. Whenever I learn of a new recipe that my family has fallen in love with, or a snack that my kids enjoy after school, I share what I'm doing. I just present my lifestyle and what is working for me. And that is how I make money. And unlike Sarah, who again is very good at talking about the details, for me, for a long time, and I'm kind of embarrassed to say this, but I had no clue where my money was coming from. I just knew that there was a check rolling in every week and it was awesome and I loved it because I was just helping people and I was making money at the same time. I could not have told you for probably my first year of coaching where that money was coming from or how I was making that money, because that's not what mattered to me. What mattered to me was I was inviting people along on my journey. I was getting them into my accountability groups, and then I was getting this awesome commission on the side. And if that is what you focus on and your heart is in the right spot to help people, I can guarantee you are going to be successful at this business. Those coaches that have already spoken tonight, we also have Bree coming up here in just a minute, they are all leaders on our team. And what they have done is they have led with their heart. They truly want to help other people live a healthy lifestyle. That is what they have done. And that is where our money comes from. I want to make sure real quick that because I was not scheduled to talk about this, there wasn't anything else. Just a little bit about what opportunities are available as a coach. Just know that if you do decide to take this leap and you do decide to join our dream team, that we have so many training opportunities out there for you. You are not jumping in and having to figure out what to do on your own. You're going to have your coach holding your hand and helping you as much as you need it. And then you're also going to be constantly given opportunities. Would you like to learn about this? Well, here's a training for this. Just like last week, would you like to learn how to run an Instagram account? Well, here's the training on how to do that. Would you like to learn how to do this? Here's the training for that. So there is always training available within our team. And you don't always have to take it. If it's too much and you don't want to learn about that yet, that's totally okay. But the opportunities are always there for you if you need them. So I am going to stop there and I'm going to let Bree finish this call. And then we do have a few other people that are just going to add a few little minute things at the end of this call.
All right. Hi, guys. I am Bree Wetzel. So I'm just going to kind of share my story. I've been coaching for about 3 years, a little over 3 years now. And what kind of got me started was after having my second baby, I realized I could no longer use the excuse like I did with my first baby of I just had a baby. Like I still had the pregnancy weight. I was still, not as energetic, and I just wasn't as active as I used to. I played soccer all through college, and I couldn't keep using the excuse of just had a baby when it was 3 years later. So I didn't want to be in that same position I was after having my first. So I decided 6 weeks post baby that I was not going to fall into the same rut that I did, with my first. And that's when I decided to kind of just jump in and do a challenge group. And I went straight to discount coach because I was on maternity leave. I was not getting paid and I needed to, thank you. And there's my reason why I jumped in. Not in bed right now. But anyways, so I just went straight for the discount. I was on maternity leave. I wasn't getting paid. There's my first one. Sorry, guys. Dear Lord. So I went all in and I took the discount and I was rolling with it. And then I realized, well, I'm a teacher as well. And I realized that, I'm going to have to get my Shakeology paid for. I had some family members asking what I was doing. I would randomly post here and there on Facebook, with my workouts. And I had a couple friends ask, I'm like, well, there's my opportunity to get my Shakeology paid for, get my husband off my back with what I'm spending my money on. And I'm feeling really good about this. So that's just kind of how it started for me. It was simply not wanting to go back to the old habits and feeling the way I was feeling after my first baby. So that's just kind of how it all happened. And now fast forward 3 years and I am leaving my full-time teaching job. Super excited about it. I'm a special ed teacher and it was draining. It was really hard. And I would constantly bring my work home and, my kids, my husband, they could tell like it was just, it was really stressful. So I decided that I was going to go part-time, and I was able to do that. So now I'm going to be I'm pregnant with our third, due in a matter of weeks. And I'll be able to stay home with the boys for 2 days a week and just go to work 3 days a week. So I'm really excited that this opportunity was even presented by simply a stranger asking Megan. I didn't know who she was when I moved to the area. And then seeing these random posts on Facebook and just being curious about what was going on and wanting to make that change. So that's kind of the story that I have right now. And like I said, your stories always change, like maybe next year, my goal is to not go back to teaching at all. So there's so many possibilities, really so many possibilities. So I ask you this, guys, if you were to say yes to this opportunity, where could you see yourself? I mean, what do you have to lose? You know that you're gaining an amazing tribe of women, and there's a few men in here, but an amazing tribe of women who are going to support you, number one, when you're signing up for your health and fitness journey, but once you're into this community as a coach, like you're getting the support not only with your health and fitness, but you're getting the support with life in general, your personal life. Like Lindsay and Megan and everybody said, we are 100% behind each other. And how often do you find a group of women who truly lift and support each other? Okay, so what if you had that? What if you said yes and you gained this tribe to support you no matter what? Okay, another thing is, what if you said yes and then you are in a position in a year or 2 or 3 from now where you get to leave your full-time job because you chose to take your business to the next level and you wanted to keep going with it? I mean, what if you say yes to that? Okay, if you say no, you never have that opportunity. It's there in front of you. So why not say yes? And you don't have to know everything. You've heard the women talk. Like, we are here to support you and help you, and so you don't have to go at it alone. And I think a huge thing for us is that we are learners, okay? We are meant to continuously grow through the seasons of life, through whatever comes and is thrown our way. If we do not surround ourselves with like-minded people, we kind of become at a standstill. So what if you said yes to this opportunity and you were surrounded by us and you were pushed by us and you were motivated by everybody? You are going to continually grow through each season of your life, okay? I know that I have parts of years that are really hard for me, but I am always pushed and driven by these women to grow a little bit more, to try this out, and it's things that I would have never thought of. Okay. So if I didn't say yes to this opportunity, I don't know where I'd be right now. I feel like I would still kind of be lost and stuck in the same place. So I am continuing to grow because I simply said yes to this opportunity. So you have nothing to lose. You really don't have anything to lose. You have everything to gain. So I don't know. Think about that. What would you guys, just think about that. So, okay. I think who's next to share their,
we have a few coaches now. Yeah, we have a few coaches now that are just going to share a minute or less. So if you can hang in for just a few more minutes, we have a few more that want to share just what coaching's done for them. And I'll go ahead and I'm going to call Kathy out first and let her go first. So Kathy, she got comfortable and now she's.
Okay, I'm on, right? Okay, yep. So my name's Kathy Miller, and Sarah Morris is my coach, and I started as a customer in July and started coaching in August. I knew right away that this is what I wanted to do, and was the process that I wanted to share with like-minded women such as myself. Listening to everybody talk made me want to say, oh yeah, I want to talk about that. So everything that's already been said totally applies. The community part, I'm an empty nester. So it's a little different for me than for a lot of you guys. So this is, my community outside of my job. I come home and my kids are gone. I got some dogs here, so this is my kind of my social outlet. Maybe that's kind of sad. I don't know, but it is totally a community for me. From a financial standpoint, I have a career that I love. I'm probably not going to leave that, but I do think about retirement, and I'm kind of hoping that this may eventually help me with a little residual income down the road, or if I become a grandparent in the next few years, will give me the opportunity to maybe leave my career a little sooner than maybe I normally would, and be able to spend more time with grandkids. So I come at it from a little bit of a different life perspective than a lot of the other coaches here, but there is a place for the more mature coach, and women our age are looking for someone that can lead them through a time of life, which is not so easy hormonally and some other things. And this has been a great outlet for that. So you said keep it short. I could talk for a long, long time, but I'm going to jump up and let the next person go.
That was perfect. Thank you, Kathy. I am going to let Krista speak next. Give her a second to,
All right, cool. Can everyone hear me? Mm-hmm. Thumbs up. Good, cool. Hi, I'm Krista Contreras, and I got coaching back in February. I just started, so I guess it seems like a while ago, but I guess it was just February. I had kind of stalked Lindsay Roart's Facebook for a while. She had invited me probably 2 years ago. And I was like, yeah, what are you doing? This sounds fun. And she's like, yeah, I hear it just cost this much money. And I'm like, yeah, no thanks. And kind of avoided commenting on anything of hers after that point for a little while. But, I kept seeing her posts popping up and saw her results. And, I got pregnant and then had my second one and put on a ton of weight throughout the pregnancy. And, I was running and trying to get it off on my own, but it just it wasn't happening. I was just feeling crappy, feeling sore all over the place. The kicker for me was my kid just kept asking me to do certain things, and I'd be like, oh, my back hurts, oh, my knees hurt, I can't do that. And I was like, this isn't who I am. This isn't the mom I want to be. I want to be that mom who's super active and doing all this fun stuff with their kids. So I had signed up with Lindsay to do, I think she got me on a clean week because I was willing to commit to $30. I wasn't willing to go any more than that in the beginning, but within 3 or 4 days of clean week, I was hooked, and I was like, all right, I got to do this, and signed up for the 21-day challenge. And then that was right before Christmas, and I kind of fell off for a little bit, and it didn't take but a month and a half of me eating my kids' Christmas candy to be like, all right, I got to get back to doing this again. I'm starting to feel crappy again. And sorry, I'm also probably going to go way over my minute, but bear with me. So I talked to Lindsay a little bit about okay, what does this coaching opportunity look like? Because after Christmas, we're looking at the finances, and I had decided to stay home once we got pregnant with our second one. And I just wanted to be able to contribute a little bit. And I started Googling it and seeing, holy crap, this is actually a real legit opportunity. And I talked to Lindsay about it, and she was telling me some numbers, and I was like, I'm doing this. I can do this. I'm going to be awesome at it. And I can be a little cocky sometimes, but it's cool. I was just like, I'm going to do it. And what I love about, since I signed up, is how much more accountable I am to making sure I'm getting this done. Being accountable to my challengers has made me so much more accountable to myself, makes me push harder, having these people that are looking to me, and I can't even tell you, I got started to make a little bit of money and to keep myself in shape. But I've had so many people that aren't even in my challenge groups that just reach out to me and say, hey, I started going to the gym. You're inspiring me. Hey, I'm doing this. You're inspiring me to do that, to do this. And that part is just pretty cool. I didn't expect that. But that's been really, really cool for me. And And, financially, I've been able to make some decent income right off the bat. A little bit, not anything huge, but enough to be paying for my shake and contributing a little extra to the family. So, I have big goals. I'm totally business mindseted with this, as much as I'm in it for the workouts and for helping everybody. I also have this, like, I'm going to make some bank with this business and I want to do it quickly. And I love all that. There's so much out there for you, for anybody that's thinking about this. Like, there's just new coach training. I've been doing this Instagram training, and I just realized my Instagram was on private. So I set that off on the public today, and all of a sudden my Instagram is blowing up all day, and I'm getting likes and followers, and I'm like, okay, that made a big difference. So I'm really excited to just tackle, that whole other aspect of the business. But the training's there if you want to do it. The support system has been awesome. Thank you guys, for everything you've been doing for us new coaches. And Lindsay Rohr, you've been amazing as always. But yeah, if anybody ever has any questions, I'd be happy to ask them. I think I've said plenty.
Awesome. Thank you. And I love just listening to just those two, how you can take what you want with this business. Krista said, I'm going to make bank and I'm going with this. And Kathy, she's like, I'm excited. I'm going to put some more money towards my retirement. And that's what's awesome about this business, is you can decide what you want to do. We have one more person that is going to speak. Luania is going to take a minute or so and share a little bit about her story.
I had to unmute myself. So, hello. Yes, I'm Luana Landrum, and actually I've been coaching about a year and a half now, and I started on my journey just by trying to find myself. I am also an empty nester and a grandmother, and I got to where I didn't like anything about myself. I wasn't a happy person. I was just, just in a negative state. The work I actually do, my job, is a negative environment. So I like gravitate towards these women because they are so positive, which in turn makes me positive. And I'm going to touch with everybody else, the accountability. I started out on my journey and I was 200 pounds back when Lindsay Smith was saying that she's had objections that people don't want to start being a coach because they have just started their journey. Well, I want to tell you, at a 200-pound woman, that is the best time because everyone has watched me, and I haven't gotten down to my goal weight or size, but I have lost 50 pounds and went from a very, very, very tight 18 down into, the last time I bought a pair of jeans was a size 10. And I only wore them like one time and took them back because I didn't like the feel of them. I'm not a jeans wearer. So I kind of want to go buy a pair of jeans just to see what size I'm in. But the accountability, the positivity, the just the structure of the entire business itself. I went to a live event and Carl, our CEO, spoke, and I literally had tears running down my face because of what his passion is about helping people. He's on this journey with the rest of us because he's with me, pizza, loves pizza. Well, that's my gig, is a pizza. And he's up there and he's like, this is why I created Shakeology, and this, you get out there and you've got to share this with people because they need to feel good about themselves. And I'm just like bawling, going, yes, yes, yes. So it's not just the fact that you get to make money, which is wonderful. And it's not just the fact that you have the accountability with your challenger, but and the support of the other coaches. It's the business itself is just phenomenal. I've been in other marketing businesses and they've been great. Don't get me wrong. I'm wholeheartedly about, I still use their products. But when Carl spoke, he literally, you can feel what the passion is about our company just by him speaking. So that, I don't want to take too long, but that's what I get from being a coach, is just all the other little things everyone else talked about. And the business itself is just phenomenal. The leaders, just from the top down is perfect. I love it. And everybody have a great night. I don't want to talk too long.
Thank you, Luania. And I love how she spoke on our events that we go to, because you can't go to one of our events without crying. It's impossible. At some point, you're going to cry because you're just so inspired by the people around you, whether it's the person that lost 200 pounds or the CEO sharing his mission. And when you can see in his face that it has nothing to do with dollar signs, that he truly wants to make this world a better place, you know in your heart that you're in the right spot. So thank you for bearing with us, because I know we ran a little bit over. We're a little bit passionate about what we do, and we get a little long-winded when we start talking, but thank you. And I kind of want to just take it back to what Bree said. Why not? And that's kind of where I was whenever I started. Why not? I mean, I don't really know what this is or what I'm doing, but why not give it a chance and just see what happens? And I encourage you to have that same mindset. Why not? Why not give it a chance and just see what happens and where this can take you? My life would not be, and I can say that 100%, what it is right now if I had not given this a chance. It would not be the same. So I'm so glad that I said why not, and I hope that you do the same. Have a wonderful night, and we hope to see you on our team page soon. Bye, everyone.